Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us at the MarketSite studio in Times Square, New York City, we have Lily Liu. She's the CEO of Pinata to discuss building credit for renters and why credit cards for rent payments can lead to spiraling debt. Lily, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to TradeTalks.
Thanks for having me, Jill.
And when I first read that, paying for rent on your credit card, like my heart started to race a little bit there. American credit card debt levels, they've surpassed $1 trillion, and there's a number of factors in how consumers are really feeling the burden right now.
Absolutely. In fact, credit card debt's at an all-time high. And you know, the reality is American savings rate is also at an all-time low. You know, I think the pandemic pillow that everybody felt is starting to wear off, and with inflation, growing rates, and expenses, Americans are feeling that heat and that burden. And so putting rent on a credit card to further fuel that debt is really putting some consumers in a tough spot.
Yeah, I was reading here, average rent in Manhattan, and if you have a 20% APR, and I'm sure that 20% number is higher now.
Yes.
You're looking at over $1,000 a month in interest.
That's right. That's right. A little over $1,000 in interest alone on your rent payment. And you think that's 1 month's of rent payment.
Right.
Imagine if you do multiple months at a time, it really starts to balloon for consumers, and it makes every other major life expense that much more difficult to pay.
Tell us about Pinata, where you fit in the ecosystem here, and debit card rent payment solutions. How can that help consumers?
Yeah, so Pinata is a rent, rewards, and credit building program, and the mission is really to give more back to renters for that on-time and in full monthly rent expense. The debit card really, it's called Pinata Pay, and it's another way to deepen the value that renters get when they pay their rent back. They're getting points, they're getting cash back, and other great rewards for saving for rent and paying for rent, but it's a completely different model from a credit card. It's really incentivizing people to do what we call positive rent behaviors for your rent payment, putting money aside month over month to make that hard payment we all hate making, which is your on-time rent payment, but really building in the behavioral nudge that says, hey, when you get your rent payment in on time every single month, there are great things waiting for you, and changing rent day into a rewards day.
So are you partnering with other companies to present these rewards? Tell us more about the partnership, and then Pinata Pay, is it a bank, or is it separate from your banking institution? How would you allocate your money to Pinata Pay to pay?
Absolutely. So on the brand partnership side, Pinata partners with hundreds of brands nationally. We focus on brands consumers know and love, and then we also focus on new and emerging brands, and we focus on household goods, things that make your live-in and renting experience great and fun. And then the final category for rewards are major giveaways. These are large ticket items that renters can spend their points to unlock. And our Pinata team builds and nurtures those brand relationships week over week. They shift and they shuffle through the program. So renters are always getting access to something new and fresh in Pinata. Now in terms of the bank relationship, we have a bank partner that supports all of the spending accounts that renters get. It's free for renters, and they have an associated Visa debit card that they can use to pay their rent along with other life transactions, life fees.
So money is transferred from your bank to Pinata Pay, and then the transaction is extracted from there.
That's right, and it can be an ACH, direct deposit, check deposit.
Oh, so it's as easy as like when you get your paycheck, it goes right into the account, and you could split it up however you want.
That's right.
And you're seeing success with it? People are staying consistent with their payments?
Absolutely. In fact, we see on the general Pinata rent loyalty program and credit building program, we see about 70 to 80% of renters are coming in every single month to engage on their points and their credit building program. That's helping to boost their credit scores enormously, especially during a time when it's one of the few non-debt ways to improve your credit score. And then on the debit card feature, we're seeing great engagement because, again, it's one of the few ways that you can get even more back for your rent payment without going into debt.
All right, appreciate the insight, Lily. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.